beautiful. I want to share a perspective with you today around intuition. As someone that reads and channels professionally for a really long time now, I do have people that trust me to be that between spirit, between source and their life experience. But we all have an intuition. Far back as humanity goes, the message is always a message that has threatened the powers that be at the time has always been that you do not need a middleman. You don't need a church, a mosque, you don't need a temple, you don't need an organization, you don't need a guru. You have a direct source, a direct link to source. Why? Because just imagine for a moment, if you are a part of the energy that you are asking households or other people to give you access to. Just imagine going to other people and saying, please plug me in so that I can function to the best of my ability. Let me use this analogy, for example. I like to use the analogy about the vacuum cleaner and a toaster and a kettle. So we know what they do, but if they're not plugged in, your bread will never get toasted. Your carpets will never get vacuumed. They won't be clean. Even if you run that vacuum across the floor all day long. And your water will never heat up. So imagine for a moment that you were to mistake yourself for being a kettle or a vacuum or a toaster when you're really energy. You have a built-in energy source. You do not need to get plugged into the wall, and yet you're going around in the world knocking on doors and saying, please, will you plug me in so I can serve my purpose? That's a little bit what it's like. Nothing wrong with it, but it's sort of and it's hard work, and you're asking for permission to what you have direct access to. You are a soul having a human experience. Your soul is a part of source, that which we call God, the energy source, the consciousness, that is unconditional love, is you. You're a part of it, which means you have a direct link in your relationship with self, soul self. And in our programming here and in our life experience, we do disconnect from parts of ourselves. And then, yes, having somebody to help us plug back, reconnect in that relationship is a little bit like me not liking my skin. And then having a friend that takes me on a journey to help me to see all the ways in which my skin is perfect for me and beautiful. And on that journey, I learned to fall in love with it again. That is what a spiritual teacher is meant to serve as. A support, a facilitation in you re-individuating with your intuition. So, Anatomy of the Spirit. I just want to read the short piece from Caroline Mace's book. Have a reflective state of mind. There is no one formula by which you can develop your intuition. Some people develop it through meditation or as a result of mastering a certain talent or sport. I've often heard people say that intuitive ability is a result of a spiritual lifestyle, but that is not really accurate. I was intuitive before I even fully understood. My family was religious, and so I went along with that. I was always intuitive. And my life is a test to this, because I've changed philosophies, I've changed lifestyles, I've changed religions, I've changed core philosophies and ideologies, and that affected my lifestyle and how I dress and how I speak. And my intuition has never been switched off as a result to that. However, the thing that does affect your intuition, that does have an impact of dimming it, have the impact to dim it, is fear. That I have found would switch off. But not a particular, nothing else. Whatever you're doing, as long as you're doing it from a place, from the intention of love and knowing who you are and finding better ways and new ways to connect, it'll never affect your intuition. So it's not about how much you meditate or how or what you do or where you do it, or only certain groups of people or only people with certain beliefs have these gifts. No, you came here with your intuition, with the gift to see, the gift to connect to source. Why? Because source is you. It's a conversation with a part of yourself that, if you give access to it, the part of you that is soul is the part of you that is God. And you do not need any third parties. And there are no specific practices, but do what helps you to give more space to love and more space to joy and more a deeper sense of connection to knowing yourself and to self. That's it. Playing, having fun, hobbies, doing something that you love, all of those things can contribute to your intuitive development and giving more space to the part of you, the voice of God, that is a voice that is self, that lives within you. Cooking, doing whatever you love. So I want to encourage you, no matter where you are, what you believe, to give space to that part of you, because you have a built-in guidance system. And if you are able to hear it and you have a relationship with it where you are able to understand it, then navigating this thing more enjoyable. It becomes easier, and you're able to trust yourself more, and you can trust that you make good decisions for yourself, and things just start to work out for you. I speak from personal experience, and I see this with my clients. So I want to encourage you to give space to that part of yourself. It's inside, it's not outside of you with any of the conditions. It is the love that you are. Take care.